Well, Russian President Vladimir Putin held a meeting of his own today, appearing at a massive rally. This is in a Moscow stadium. Now, praising the country's armed forces as they continue to push deeper into Ukraine. That rally coming on the 8th anniversary of Russia annexing the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. And correspondent Evan Lambert is live in Washington with more. So, Evan, what did Putin say?
Nichole, he made it sound like everything is going according to Russia's plan. The White House tonight, though, calling this rally one of misinformation and propaganda. A packed concert in an 80,000-seat stadium in Moscow served as the latest effort in Russian President Vladimir Putin's propaganda machine. On Friday, Putin spoke to a cheering crowd at an event meant to celebrate what the Kremlin calls the 8th anniversary of reunification with Crimea. Much of the rest of the world calls it an illegal annexation. Disinformation researcher Mary Blankenship tells NewsNation Putin's role in this kind of rally is new.
This speech and the rally, I think, is just the cherry on top of the Russian propaganda machine. Facebook, Instagram is blocked, Twitter's partially blocked.
At one point, his speech interrupted on state TV by an abrupt cut to a performance of patriotic songs. The Kremlin saying it was a technical glitch. Elsewhere in Putin's speech, he gave a rosy picture of the state of the Russian army in its war against Ukraine.
The best proof is how our boys are fighting at this special military operation, shoulder to shoulder. They help and support each other. If needed, they cover from bullets on battlefield with their own bodies as if he was their own brother. We didn't see such a unity for a long time.
But a senior U.S. defense official tells NewsNation morale among some Russian units is suffering, a function of, quote, poor leadership, a lack of information about their mission, and disillusionment from fierce Ukrainian resistance. Ukraine says it killed thousands of Russian fighters. There are even unconfirmed reports from Belarusian media that Russian soldiers have turned to shooting themselves with Ukrainian ammunition to make it look like a battle wound so they don't have to fight. The Pentagon saying it's not in a position to comment on those reports.
Well, Evan, speaking of propaganda, there were false reports in Russian media this week that U.S. service members were killed in Ukraine.
Nichole, yes, this was a false report in a Russian state-owned newspaper saying that 3 members of the Tennessee National Guard were killed over in Ukraine. That is false. Again, there are no U.S. boots on the ground in Ukraine. A Guard spokesman saying that they have confirmed the whereabouts of those 3 service members that were actually named in that article and that they are, in fact, alive. Nichole?
Yeah, we certainly like to hear that. All right, Evan, thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.